This is Robert from Twin Peaks, and you're listening to Inspirado, Projecto. Got a light?
It is raining cats and dogs out here in Los Angeles, California. Past couple of days, I could tell the antenna tree really appreciates this, and in fact, as soon as I said that, can you hear this? You can hear the leaves moving. Hi, antenna tree. Hi. Hi. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Got the antenna tree right here. It's loving the rain. Loving the rain, right? Oh, my gosh. You're getting some wonderful, wonderful feeding time, aren't you? We're going to listen to this episode. This centers around Monsterpalooza, when I went out there with Ryan McGonigal, Dave Uchansky, and Tara Reid, a.k.a. Tara of Terra, if you want to check her out on TikTok. Monsterpalooza. We had a wonderful time. These are some of the folks that you're going to hear interviews with. First of all, we start off the episode with Reverend Mark and Tara of Terra right out there on the balcony before we set sail. We also talked to Phil, what is his name? He makes posters. I don't think I got his last name. Phil, and a guy named Lance who makes masks. He's from the Best Little Horror House. We then talked to a very surprise guest, one which doesn't exist, actually. He made his... He existed himself, let's put it that way. Vandalmort the Wizard. He is Maleficent's son. Then we're going to talk to Patrick Kendall from Mordacious Art Studio. He paints bottle caps. We're going to talk to his buddy Matt Fuller, who makes some very interesting curiosities as well. Then we're going to talk to Kelly Mann, who is keeping the estate alive for Vern Langdon. Vern Langdon contributed a lot to the famous Monsters of Filmland magazine. I don't know if you've read that magazine before, but Monsterpalooza, I've come to learn, was sponsored by Monsters of Filmland magazine. Monsters of Filmland magazine also have a film festival each year, and I was fortunate enough to have the retro sci-fi film I'm in, Max Neptune and the Menacing Squid. We played there, and also when they moved it to Roswell, they had one in Roswell, and the movie was played out there. So yes, we talked to Patrick Kendall. We talked to Matt Fuller. And also Steve, who I come to learn is a fellow Chicagoan and from Columbia College. How cool is that? So he is with let's see, his website is stexe.net. We've got all of the these people that we talked to. We've got their websites and everything, Instagrams in the description. And the picture here is of the Tiki Zombie, who is sculpted by Kelly Mann and Vern Langdon. These are characters that appeared in Monsters of Filmland magazine. And Vern Langdon is also a musician. Kitty. I'm older. He's a musician. He's passed, but his friends and family are keeping up the estate. And I also give you a little bit of news about the Dos Lagos Film Festival, which actually already happened. So this episode, I started the recording October 14th, 2022. So I'm going through all of this information that I created last year. I'm getting it out there into the world. The second to last episode I did was just newer stuff. The last episode I did was an interview with Eric King, Desert Fox from Cannabis Conundrum Podcast, and Foxy Lady from Awesome Sauce Radio. So that is the last episode I did. So check it out. I'm very excited about sharing this episode with you. So if you want to check out any of what these folks are doing, The hyperlinks should work. They will definitely work if you go to if you're listening to this on anchor.fm/Inspirado Projecto. The links will work in there. Some of these other podcast sites, it might work on there as well. Oh yeah, we also talked to Justin Ishmael. He makes some really cool figures. He makes the Showbiz Pizza guy, Billy Bob. And yeah, so hope you enjoyed this program. And if you are involved with Famous Monsters of Filmland, I would love it if you posted this on your website. If you're a fan of the magazine, please share this. If you are featured in this interview, please share it on your Instagram, TikTok, what have you, Facebook, wherever you go. Thank you so much. And check out this episode of Inspirado Projecto.
Too much random bullshit happening all at once at the exact same time.
Wow, I love hearing that.
And then before that, it was interesting because I would hear the guys from Mysterious Universe talk about it. What was strange about it, but they didn't really have. I mean, they're much different now as far as like the sort of show they are now. They have a very their foundation of what they believe the phenomenon to be is interesting, especially when it comes down to synchronicities and whatnot. Yeah, man.
And so they started considering synchronicities. They talk about synchronicities with respect and consideration, and treating it like it's an entity that's it's working with us.
A certain
right?
sort of reverence, yeah, absolutely. I've actually noticed that, like within like really crazy high kind of psychedelic experiences that I've been very, very fortunate to have positive experiences with. It's been the thing that has been able to sort of lead me out of anything uncomfortable or put me into a spot where I was just like on a roller coaster ride and I was loving the entire moment of it. It was the synchronistic aspect, like that bird that actually just went by right now.
That was a hummingbird.
That's a hummingbird.
Campus.
I'm very, very. Hummingbirds are very, very special to me because of one of one of my teachers. One of my teachers was a heyoka, a trickster, and one of the things she told me was that in her vision quest, she told like I wanted. She had a vision quest and it was crazy because she went out into the woods for like 4 days and didn't drink or eat any food. And she was naked, crazy. And she was like, I loved it every moment.
Sounds fun, actually.
You should do it.
Dayauka?
I've been naked as a teenager in the woods, in a clubhouse, before, which was cool, but like not since then.
H-E-I, hey. And then yoga. Hey.
I go to a nude beach and people are like, don't go there.
Don't go there.
And I'm like, why?
Don't
They're
go
like,
there.
You don't want to go there. There's
You know what?
creepers and shit.
I would
I'm
love
like,
to
okay.
go to a nude beach, but dressed as like the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Can we both like dress up like creatures, but one of us has the film camera? Oh no, you can't film there; it's illegal. Fuck.
You have to go to
How
beach.
would you document that?
Oh,
shit?
you could use just shoot through the eyes, like one of those kinds, right?
Oh,
The
so nobody knows. Ooh,
sunglasses cameras.
Google Glass or something like
You don't go to an American. You don't go to an
Google
American
Glass.
one. You go to like one of the ones in Europe and stuff, to where
Oh,
cameras are
well,
on the
that,
street.
that's a lot more money though to perform that. But
It's
it'd be
true,
cool.
But it's true, but it would be you would get the.
I found out I'm mostly British, so that would be neat.
But you know,
I thought I was
you do
mostly
get something
German,
extra.
but I guess not.
You do get something extra a lot of times, not being American
I'm just
and
fucking
fucking
white.
with people, versus being American and fucking. It's kind of like funny. If you're an American,
But
fucking
supposedly
with
I have
people in
white
America,
privilege.
no one
but
gives a shit. But well, it's because it's
No.
because your eyes are blue.
I got really scared when those people were like abducting blue hair, blonde eye, like girls back in like when we were in middle school or something.
Yeah.
Really?
High school.
Phoenix, Arizona. Excuse me.
Yeah. We all got freaked out. Kinder's blue hair and blonde hair and blue eyes, and I was like, eh. Nobody got abducted.
So then all these kids just started dyeing their hair blue.
He was like, fucking shit.
Suddenly all these blue-haired kids are on the rise.
Yeah, both of you.
Everyone's hair is black now.
Yeah, you guys are both the secondary character in Taken. I'm sorry. So.
You know, soon after that, I actually did dye my hair black.
To disguise
I wonder
yourself?
if that had anything to do with it.
I started putting in fake eyeballs.
Well, I wasn't blonde. I was always brunette. Except for when I was born, I was a redhead. What? Wig.
I started putting in fake eyeballs.
Fake eyeballs. I just pop mine out.
You ever
put
seen the
new
movie
ones
V?
in.
You ever seen V? That's my life story, all right?
Oh, what? What is it?
Oh, I met my
V
wife.
for Vendetta?
No. Is it the Alien V movie?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
There's this scene that I will always remember. There was a guy, he was a
Did I
camera
see
guy.
this?
No.
Remember that TV show? Oh my God, he was a camera guy and he was
You've
trying to
never
get to the
seen
truth. And he's like, what's going on? You know, suddenly these extraterrestrials have landed on here and they said they come in peace. What's going on? And so he was like, he really wanted to get to the truth and he was hiding. He got up through an air vent, kind of like, I think Die Hard might have been out around that time because I saw a lot of people kind of using that.
No. It was
But he's like
before that.
crawling through this and he's looking through this thing and he sees this lady with she's looking at the mirror and it's the lady that is like, you know, the commander or whatever, you know, that's out there telling people what to do. She goes, she takes out her eyeballs and there are these lizard eyes and then the camera goes dun 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 right on these like
did she
lizard
have
eyes
like,
in the mirror.
so she had like prosthetic lizard eyes that she put prosthetic regular eyes over, or like?
Well, she was a lizard. So what happened was there are these scenes where like she's having a fight with someone and they scratch her face and then you can see the lizard underneath her face. She's a reptile.
Oh, okay. Yeah, reptilian.
So that's that's
Okay,
basically
yeah.
that's me. So that's my life story. Yeah. So as soon as I started putting in human eyeballs, I'm like, all right, now I can blend in better. But aside from that,
That's amazing.
hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Something I picked up from the Earthlings along the way. You gotta do what you gotta do. I like one of my favorite phrases. It's one of my favorite phrases. I use it, you know. Ignorance is bliss is another good one I've heard him say. See? Confirmation says yes.
Slap it at the trash
Confirmation.
can.
Well, because this was something that you were saying earlier is that you're talking about the hummingbird and how that's like a symbol that's important
it's
to
That
you.
guy's pissed off for some reason.
Kashira.
Fucking-
And so
Across
we were
it.
talking earlier about synchronicities, and what's so crazy is that as I'm talking to people on the phone, as I'm experiencing synchronicity with them, suddenly something like that will happen, or like that'll happen, or you just heard right now a horn honked. Like I'll pay attention so much to those, or right then the hummingbird goes, you know, or something happens. So I've been noticing a lot of that stuff happening in these moments where these revelations strike, and when I'm talking to people on the phone about synchronicities, and it just goes, and all of a sudden it's there, and you're going, of course you're saying that right now. See, there's the hummingbird
Oh
we're talking
my God,
about.
buddy, are you okay?
It happens like
Is
just
he
as a
okay?
sort of
What is he
reminder.
doing?
He's fucking.
And what's so great is that
Little cord
the hummingbird,
that's yellow. I wonder if it looks like something he could eat.
the
There's
hummingbird
also a
flies.
nest. Oh, there's a
like
nest
infinity.
right there, dude.
Oh, really?
Is it a nest? I don't know if that's a nest or what, right up there.
Oh, maybe it is.
Is that maybe?
Wow,
I
I
can't
never
tell from the
noticed that
top.
before.
Oh shit.
I can't
Whoa.
tell.
Or
Maybe it's
maybe
daddy
they're
flying
living
back
in
and
like
forth.
that spout.
I don't know about.
Because there's
that.
a spout up there.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't know. That doesn't look normal because none of the other spouts look like that.
Something.
And
oh,
that's
wait,
where the hummingbird
shit,
came
that's-
from twice.
Oh, I get it. Hey,
Interesting.
Whatever.
So I think maybe he's bitching at us and he's going out to get food or supplies or something for the babies and mom.
Interesting. Now I know where to look when I see the hummingbirds fly away.
See if that's a nest. Oh, I forgot. Are we supposed to be quiet?
What? No.
Okay.
No.
What's wrong with you? None do.
Oh my god.
So I've been noticing that a lot lately. And the horn honking.
Oh yeah.
Right as you're saying it.
Going.
Right as you're saying it. Right as you're saying it.
Yeah, so we were deposited way over there
Trying to break into
on the street far from where that. And what was interesting
Make
about
a song out of it.
was Terry. You see that?
Yes.
You see that colorful building over there? That
I'm gonna
Oh,
get my
it's gonna
ukulele.
jam.
I'm gonna get my ukulele and we'll see if we can make a song with the
Oh,
next.
God.
Oh my god, you could play Somewhere Over the Rainbow by that guy.
Like that guy.
Like that one
You
guy.
know the one.
The Somewhere Over the Rainbow
Yeah,
one
you
guy.
know that guy. You know what I really want to do is do a cross between
you know
Somewhere
which one?
Over the Rainbow and Rainbow Connection.
Do you know?
Blend
Rainbow
that into each other.
Connection?
Yeah, by Kermit the T. Frog.
Do you know which?
Oh my god.
Do you know which flower?
I fucking love the Muppets.
Do you know which flower you grabbed that from?
Reverend? It was
Oh,
partial. No.
shit.
It was partial Reverend, but it was partial. It wasn't Big Green, was it? Was
Is
it?
it big green?
No, I passed up that bag because there was very little in there. and it was to the right of that one. Like if you're looking at the box, there's like Reverend City here, big green, and then like there's something over here, and it looked like bigger nugs. Or no, looser nugs. No, leafy.
Okay.
I mean it's buds, but it's like we called it like scrabby bitch or something.
Scroungy.
Like
Hey,
scrappy
Scroungy,
bitch.
where's Scroungy? Hey, Scroungy's up at the liquor store.
It looked
Go
like
tell Scroungy.
Scroungy.
The Reverend Tree is in there.
Yeah, half of it is. Half
Damn.
of it. Yeah, that's what I gave to Richard. I bet Richard was just like, what the fuck? I'm surprised. I wonder if he's in a coma.
God. Jesus Christ, that stuff is crazy.
I've been smoking that all day, every day, almost, like just doing projects. Oh my god, those projects are so fun, Kurt. That's amazing. Your ukulele skills.
What projects?
For Filmland and Das Lagos stuff.
So mind you, she's
Oh,
not.
thank you.
She's not smoking to the point that we're at now. But
Oh, Mark, can I show you a short film?
one joint throughout
And
the
playing.
Right.
Because latex and plaster all shrinks.
So you have to build it bigger than it really is?
You gotta plan ahead.
Will it just continuously shrink?
No, it'll stop. Once all like the water kind of dries out, it'll stop.
So you're using clay. Is it only clay? Or are you using some kind of like...
This is latex.
Oh, that's latex.
Yeah,
Latex.
so you do the sculpture out of clay, and then you make a plaster mold on that, and then you pour the latex in there.
It's fascinating. I've always wanted to make my own masks, and to see this, it's just like blowing my mind right now. Just wondering the layers and the textures. Like as I'm looking at each one, I'm just kind of like dissecting it through my own brain as like from the bottom up and what that must take to do that. Like just that tongue alone on the flesh right there.
It's fun, yeah.
These are great. What's your name?
Phil.
Phil. I'm Kurt. Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, you too, man.
This stuff is great, man. It's
Thank you.
really cool. Do you have a business card?
It's the big one. It's right there.
Oh, cool. Thank you. I just saw some really cool, so many great things here at Monsterpalooza. I'm out here with Ryan and Tara and Dave. I was checking out, now I'm looking at some extraordinary jewelry. I just talked to a guy who makes these really kick-ass sculptures of things, all kinds of cool stuff. There's a wide variety of all kinds of folks here. All kinds of great costumes. All kinds of great costumes. It's incredible. Makeup designery. Ooh, they're turning someone into some kind of creature over here to the right. Incredible.
Who's over there? Like, what was it like?
I'm looking at something called the human tree robot. Human tree robot. Whoa. Paintings, prints, and sculptures by Mark S. Brunner. Hey, can I interview you for my podcast?
Oh, sorry. Not comfy doing that at this moment.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Your art's cool, though.
Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah.
it. Really appreciate it.
Wow, there are these really cool posters over here of like, remind me of like the old like sideshow posters.
We haven't done this style yet. Let's do this style, and then we'll...
These are great posters, man. Are these black lights? Black light posters. What's your name?
Lance.
Can I interview you for my podcast? Your name's Lance?
Lance, yeah.
Did you design the shirt you're wearing too?
No, I bought it here. Just
Really?
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Oh, I thought it was cool.
So I noticed that these are like, I almost get like a sideshow kind of vibe,
I can see
right?
that,
Like at
yeah.
the circus, like,
Yeah.
because you look at some of these, it just looks really magical.
Yeah, no, that was one of the reasons we use black light a lot, is because a lot of people don't use it, so it makes for a cool looking poster.
Yeah, like that Akira one is really, really cool. I can only imagine what that looks like under a black light. Do you have a black light
I know it's me competing with this, right? But I can only imagine what these look like. Does it take a lot of forethought to try to figure out? Like, do you paint these while you have a black light on, for instance?
No, the printing inks. You can have black lights on, but it's usually you got to line it up in advance. You know, because some of them you got to try to match, especially the comic ones. You got to match the look of the comics.
It's cool, man.
Thank you.
What would you say are some of your favorite comic books?
I like horror comics mostly. Yeah.
Did you check out the Famous Monsters of Filmland booth over there?
Yeah, I actually know the guy that's running it now.
It's cool, huh?
Yeah, he's pretty awesome.
Corey
dude.
Ackerman,
Oh yeah, no, that was awesome.
So cool, man.
The vampire in the coffin.
Yeah. I was talking to him and all of a sudden I glanced over. I'm like, oh, I didn't even see that there. And the lady in the coffin. It was so cool. So how long have you been sculpting these? And
my friend Max, he's walking around, he does the sculpting, and I make the posters. And we've been doing it for 10, 12 years.
Is this a Guar action figure?
Yes.
It's great, man. No way.
It is a real fucking figure, too.
That is crazy. Wow. I really want to get into this. I just finally bought this like hand casting thing, and I figure, okay, that's a good place to start. But what would you say are better elements to use? I mean, this is just plaster, but what would you say are better elements to use?
You got to talk to Max.
Oh, that's right. He's the sculptor.
He'll be back. So.
Now, with these blacklight posters, have you ever, I remember some of the blacklight posters, they have like, what was it they were using, velvet or something?
Fuzz? Yeah,
fuzz,
you can do fuzz. I just call them fuzz or flocked.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. I've done them. It's just another process along with it. It makes the blacks really black.
Every time.
You do them, they're really bright.
Wow, man. So cool. Well, thanks for letting me talk to you. And what's your name again?
Lance.
Lance, pleasure to meet you.
I also want the damn thing.
We have a Scream person here. They've got a cart of various babies and dolls and taking photos of it. It's like a cross between Scream and Hellraiser. Oh, that's pretty clever. Scream and Hellraiser. Wow. Very cool. Wow, so many intriguing people here. Extraordinary costumes. Extraordinary costumes. It's actually, very, very intriguing. Wow. Very cool masks being created over here. Little kids with crazy masks on. I mean, it's...
Get to this one today.
Wow. I think I'm going to call up the gang to see where they're at. I will be right back. Oh, yes. All right. So tell me, sir, who are you? You said you're a made-up Disney character.
I am Vandalore, son of Maleficent. Maleficent give me this... My mother's Maleficent gave me the scepter so I could take over the world.
Ooh. What's the scepter? What is it made of? Is there a special crystal?
It's made out of gold and it does magic. Disappear things and causes the sky my power and gives power to thorns of the forest.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I notice you have an interesting ring on your finger. What is that? What kind of jewel is that?
It's a ruby.
Okay, you got a ruby there.
And this is gold, partly. I paint the silver gold because I love silver. Actually, no, I'm a gold person.
So tell me more about yourself.
Well, I love Monsterpalooza.
Yes.
And I love villains, and I love the Goosebumps, Haunted Mask, the Ventriloquist Dummy Slappy, and I also... like the Twilight Zone.
Yes.
The Twilight Zone, the Mask, the Dummy, Little Girl Lost, and Nightmare 20,000 Feet, and the Masks.
What are some of your favorite superpowers that you can do with your staff?
Turn someone into turn someone into a turn someone into to make the creatures that people are mocking and wearing Halloween to make them look like real monsters.
Ooh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. What's your name again? Voldemort?
Vandalore.
Vandalore. It was a pleasure meeting you. Pleasure meeting you, sir.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. Wow, this place is absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Isn't he adorable? There's nothing cuter than a mugwort. Oh,
Do you have any small Halloween T-shirts?
I have that one. I have all of them in small.
Oh, cool.
And this.
Okay.
It's super popular, and we also have that's a women's shirt, and we've got this.
And we have a million of
That's
these.
the iconic.
Just all
Okay.
around.
Okay. Let me think here.
Right? He's trying to get your attention.
See,
Live
that's,
there.
and you say you have that as small? I think I'll get that one.
You want the small?
Yeah.
Pumpkin knife small.
Now, do you take Apple Pay by any chance? You do? Awesome.
You getting it signed?
Bo Cooper just walked by, so he is here.
Bo's here?
Yeah.
So, what's your name?
My name is Patrick.
Oh, I'm Kurt. Nice to meet you.
Kurt?
Kurt.
All right.
Yes.
What's your?
It's called Inspirado Projecto.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Right on.
And it goes out all over the place.
Nice.
So you started painting on bottle caps?
Yeah. It's probably been about 20 years ago. I don't know if you've heard of. There was a company that started doing art-o-matic machines, and they were old cigarette machines.
I did hear about that. Yes.
And so at the time when they started doing them, I was like, well, I need to come up with an idea that would fit in a cigarette pack.
Yeah.
And I thought, hey, maybe if I paint on the inside of bottle caps, that might be cool. And the early ones were really primitive, really not very good, a little embarrassing, but I would mount them on a cardboard-shaped coffin. Not dissimilar to these little wooden pieces here.
Right.
My buddy Matt does those, but I would do them on the coffin. And I thought, that's not very practical. I need to come up with something a little better. So I started doing them on necklaces. They sold pretty well as necklaces. And then I decided, even better, let's put them in a little shadow box with a background.
So cool, man.
I normally do a lot more, but I'm down to just a couple this show. But I have sold probably about 500 of them over the course of starting them, and
oh my God,
they've been very popular little guys. So yeah,
wow, man,
just a weird idea that has kind of caught on.
Well, it's interesting how that stuff, and plus it's the cheapest canvas in the world,
Absolutely, right?
It's
they're a bit of a pain because you have to find bottle caps that don't have that little gasket inside.
Right.
Otherwise, you have to put them in the oven and try to peel it out, and it's not fun. But I found them online, so yeah.
Wow, man. Now, do you use a magnifying glass? How do you do that?
No, I'm probably at the point now, I'm 55, and my vision's getting a little worse, but I can still do them. I just do them freehand with a very small brush. That's acrylic paint inside of the bottle cap.
Wow,
so
man.
Find a reference photo, I put it in Photoshop in a circle, and then I just go to town painting them.
That is incredible. I've never seen anything like it.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
How long do you think it usually takes you to paint one of these on average?
They can take upwards to an hour and a half, depending, if they're really detailed. So, yeah.
Do you just sometimes do it right off the cuff, or do you kind of plot it out first before you do it?
I always like to have a good reference photo to work from before I paint them, but yeah.
And then you guys joined forces. You found out that he liked drawing on guitar picks?
That's me also.
Oh, that's
the guitar
you
picks
also.
are me also, yeah.
Dude, so you did the guitar
picks This artwork
too.
Starts life at about this size right here. There's David, for example. So there's your guitar pick. That is the original artwork right there.
That's great.
I just completed a license deal with the Chaney family to do Lon Chaney Sr. guitar picks. They were supposed to be premiering at this show, but they didn't show up in time. So look for them online.
How cool,
they will
man.
be coming out.
I mean, these are the kind of guitar picks that like any of those, any heavy metal band would just totally
absolutely,
go for.
Yeah, they've been very popular. The guitar picks have really caught on. Greg Nicotero, Walking Dead fame, loves my guitar picks. He's a guitar player. He comes by every time I'm here and wants to get the new ones. So,
I love it.
Yeah, Greg is a great guy. He promoted them the very first year that I created them in the frame sets, and I sold a ton.
Oh my
So
God.
Thank you, Greg Nicotero.
I love it. That is so cool, man.
Yeah.
See, stuff like this happens. You just start following your intuition, your passion, and you're just going, hey, I'm doing this because I'm getting a kick out of myself. This is fun little thing. Then someone goes, hey, I like that. And you go, okay, I'll give it to him for a birthday next time. You know, and it just keeps growing like that.
Absolutely. Matt and I have talked about it before. We come to this show not with the intention of making a ton of money. We come here hoping that it will finance our trip because we are monster kids. We love to be here. We spend a ton of our profit on other stuff because this is our environment. So
And so what do you like to what aspect of this is do you work on?
Custom made coffin magnetics.
That's awesome.
Right there. And
That's
then
cool.
I do the hand paint these.
Ooh.
In their stash boxes.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And then the screen print all Patrick's designs for him.
He does all the screen printing on my shirts and hoodies. And he's got a line of original shirts coming out soon too.
Yeah.
So,
what are the shirts that you're going to be coming out with?
They're actually old, like 40s and 50s style vintage Halloween, because that's my favorite.
That's great.
So
that's great. It's cool when you could just combine your talents in this fashion, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, who would have thought that you find yourself painting on guitar
Matt
picks?
and I actually met because of that magazine right there.
Famous Monsters.
He came to one of my shows, and we started talking about Famous Monsters of Filmland, and he and I started. I had been collecting for a while, so had he, and we started collaborating. We would buy lots of Famous Monsters together. I finally completed my entire run of Famous Monsters. It took me forever, and Matt's still working on it, but he's very close.
How many issues are there?
At this point, there's 300. I don't remember where they ended.
with
Probably.
Kim and Fori Kim, all the runs. It's almost 300 total.
Yeah.
So you had to go on a quest to try to find all these online somewhere, all the nooks and crannies.
Yeah, it's not an easy thing to complete that collection.
I'm down to 11 issues. So that's all I need.
That's awesome.
And one of them sitting like 5 booths over.
Wow. You guys, it was a pleasure meeting you. And
thanks for
if I
stopping
could have
by.
a card too,
Yeah,
because
this
then I
is
can
our sticker card.
I'll make sure that I'll
Do you have a card
take
also?
it. No, I don't have a card. I should make a card. But it'll be out on I'm Kurt.
I'm Matt.
Nice to meet you, Matt. I'm from the name of the podcast. It's called Inspirado Projecto, and it's basically whatever inspires me, I project out there. Ideally, it inspires someone else, and always and it's all about just getting people's inspired. What inspires them, the seeds where they begin, and then what it grows into. And I like to show that
The best
that process.
things in the world are old monsters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. It's so funny. Oh my God, that's so funny because my friend was telling me about talk about some nudist colony, and I said, it'd be so funny. I want to dress up as the creature of Black Lagoon and go on to a nudist colony and see what happens.
Nice.
Because how funny would that be? And all of a sudden you lift up your shirt. There he is.
Very cool.
Are you on Instagram?
Yes, I am. I'm on Instagram. Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's get some more of your coffins out here.
Oh yeah, get those
yeah,
coffins.
I am working on that actually. I had paper stick to 2 of them, so I'm putting them back here.
Will you hand me the bag of keychains also?
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, man. Nice meeting you guys.
Nice to meet you too.
Take
Have
care.
a great night, my friend. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah. Those guys were great. Wow. I love finding the people who are excited about talking about what they do, I love it. And some of these places, it's like, did I walk down this aisle? Did I not walk down this aisle? Did I see this? Did I not see this? Oh, there's the Donnie Darko rabbit. Popeye's Seaport Village. Wow, these guys have made these little tiny miniatures. There's, what's his name? He's eating his hamburgers. Little Popeye.
Wow. This is great, man. The little Popeye village over there. Incredible. Wow. Oh, yeah. I mean, this whole diorama here is phenomenal. All kinds of these really cool dioramas from these various Jason movies. Just so cool the way that they've set them all out. Nightmare Before Christmas, Trick or Treat movie, Scream. Oh my God, these look crazy. These things look like they're made out of wax. These little creatures. Whoa! Oh my gosh. These little creatures. Cryptids, no way. This person makes little tiny cryptids. Oh my God, no way. It's incredible. Wow. We got a vending machine here too. Wow. Tardigrade. Oh my God, no way. Tardigrade. So crazy. Monkey's paw. You created all these? The sense of humor here is great, man. The monkey's paw back scratcher. I was in the monkey's paw when I back in Columbia College in Chicago. I was in the monkey's paw. So to see the monkey's paw back scratcher here is just phenomenal.
I'm a graduate of Columbia College. He's really good.
Chicago?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, fine art program.
You're a graduate of Columbia College, Chicago?
Yeah, I actually joined in the film program for the animation department.
Oh my God, that's incredible. It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Kurt.
I'm Steven.
Holy cow, Steven, this is great, man.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, I come across guys from Columbia College.
Yeah, I graduated in a long time ago.
Do you mind if I interview you for my podcast?
Sure.
Because you got so much interesting stuff here.
Okay.
Wow, this is great. He's going to catch some of these references that I'm gonna tell him. He's going to catch some of these references. It's got all kinds of these little creatures out here.
There you go. Thank you, man. I love your stuff every year, man. Thanks.
So as I was looking at your like the cake topper drive-in date, as I was looking at these, I was reminded. Do you remember the Brookfield Zoo wax sculptures you could buy, like the gorilla or the
Molderamas? Yeah.
Yeah.
The Molderama company is actually based out of Brookfield, Illinois.
Yes.
And Brookfield Zoo has the most Molderama machines of anywhere in the world.
Man,
and
it's amazing that you know that. It's incredible that you know that.
It's I've always wanted to own one of those machines.
Me too. I was just talking to my mom and my brother and Josh and my brother and sister going, I want to get a Molderama in the house one day, you know?
I've looked into it, and it turns out that you can actually customize a sculpture with one of those machines. You can send them a sculpture, and they will they'll produce the die-cast blow molds in order for it to work. Yeah.
So it's kind of like a 3D printer, but they're just doing the wax of it.
Well,
right? Is that kind of
yeah.
thing? Like, as long as you send them the 3D, like, blueprints or whatever.
Yeah, or sculpture. Yeah, and it would have to work with that kind of a machine, like a blow mold, you know.
And I was just talking about this with my family the other day. Then I come up here and I see these, and it totally reminds me of that. Were you at all inspired by that when you were creating these?
No. I was more inspired by the Marx figures of like the 60s and the 70s.
Oh.
Which were always in this same scale. They always had the base.
Oh, cool.
And I actually used some old 1960s Cowboys and Indians figures as
cool.
my anatomy and scale references for these.
Wow, man,
this whole series.
It's fantastic. Holy cow. So you said you went to Columbia College for film, right?
I started in the animation program.
Oh, the animation program.
Yeah, I was there for 3 semesters or 4, and then I decided I just couldn't draw well enough to be in the industry, and so I switched over to fine art, and I stuck with that. So.
Well, it's crazy because look at how you drew all these.
Yep, I found my way out here, and I worked in showbiz for a little while, learned some skills, and I do everything on my own. I do my own mold making casting and everything out of my house. Oh, these are $7 each and 3 for $20.
These are all the same ones that are in the bag.
Yeah, but they're different colors.
Gotcha.
But I think they're all here in the bags.
So 3 for 20.
Yep.
I like this ectoparasites. I mean, just the names of these are phenomenal, man. It makes it fun to look at. It makes it fun to look at the little faces on these guys. So cool.
Yeah, sculpting things in actual size, and yeah, sometimes the mold making is a real challenge because these aren't injection molded with pressure. These are all just kind of gravity fed from molds with cold resin. So lots of vents, lots of pour screws. Really, a lot of mold design has to go into these things.
Wow, man! And so, are you doing these one at a time?
Yeah. I mean, I can pour several of them at a time. I have this plastic has a work time of about 2 minutes, so I can pour a few of them at a time. But I generally have only one mold for each of these guys.
So after 2 minutes, you got to hurry up and get it out of there.
Yeah.
Wow, man!
What movie is that from?
These are from the movie Star Crash.
That's what okay.
That's cool.
I plan to do a whole series of them.
These are 10 each?
$10 each, yeah.
I like how colorful they are too, So you're combining all these skills together, basically, I mean, in a sense, this is frozen animation. I can totally imagine these things animated, these little creatures.
Sure. I mean, it's kind of different, but sculpture is just kind of what I fell into. I kind of started in college in illustration, and I just became most proficient at sculpting than anything else.
Yeah.
Still can't draw. I would be a terrible animator.
How do you create these guys? You're just simply sculpting. You don't draw it first?
I don't do any drawings.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't really think that way. I have to be able to turn something around in my hand, and
It's cool.
I just kind of. I don't do any preliminary sketches or plans. I just kind of let them kind of happen.
Wow, man, your stuff is great. What's your name again?
Steven.
I'm Kurt. Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
And do you have a card around here I can?
Yeah,
I can
sure.
take?
I have a few things. Here's
That's great.
a card, a magnet, and a sticker.
Wow, man, thank you so much. It's so kick-ass. Your stuff is great, man.
Right, Columbia.
Yeah, man. Do you take Apple Pay by any chance?
I think so. I think Zettel. I think it takes Apple Pay.
Oh, okay. Let's try it. To interview you for my podcast.
Sure.
So what's your name?
My name's Kelly.
And so this is just fascinating to me, this tiki zombie guy. It's just a striking image. And has anything been done with this character, cartoons or movies, or has anyone said, hey, we got to do something with this?
Actually, no. Nobody has done anything with it yet, but we are interested in marketing the character and working with somebody who would like to do, say, a comic book or a cartoon, something like that. The figure was, the character of the zombie was originally created by Vern Langdon in 1972. Where
I want to get out of your way.
In 1972, by that time, Vern had left Don Post Studios. Don Post Studios, by that time, had become the preeminent mask maker because in 1966, Vern Langdon sought out the licensing from Universal Studios and made the likeness of Boris Karloff of Glenn Strange as the Frankenstein monster, and Boris Karloff and Bela Lugosi as Dracula, the Lon Chaney Wolfman, et cetera, all the way down the line, and created what collectors now call the calendar masks, because he also had a calendar made of the promotional pictures that were made of the masks.
Oh.
So, long and short of it, Vern left Don Post Studios in 1968. And by 72, he started creating some of his own characters, like the zombie and the Neanderthal.
I love that. Neanderthal is great. So he developed these guys too? All these guys?
This particular character was a figure in the background of an album that Vern had created which is
Wait, so he made
very
music?
tiny. It's way in there. But
He
this
made
was-
music as well?
Oh yes, Vern was actually the first person to write and produce scary symphonic music that anybody could buy.
No way.
Because before that, you had stuff like, My Old Flame with Spike Jones music and stuff that was always a joke horror. But Vern said, no, people want to have stuff that they can play and scare them. So he wrote Phantom of the Organ, and he wrote Vampire at the Harpsichord. Those two 12-inch LPs came out in 1972 or 71. No, 73. And he was at that time, because he was alive, he was good friends with Milt Larsen, who owned the Magic Castle.
Oh.
And Milt and Vern came up with this, which is Dr. Druid's Haunted Seance, which is a record album that a kid could and his friends could have a fake seance sitting around a table, and they put early days of stereo. They put one speaker under the table, the other speaker over here. So you have.
And they would play this
seance.
music for their seances?
Well, you have not just music, but the voice guided you through the seance. And when the spirit showed up, her voice came from under the table because it was stereo.
Incredible.
So it was theater on record.
I love it. That's brilliant.
And he also did Hollywood Spooktacular, which is John Carradine reciting Edgar Allan Poe to music.
Oh my gosh.
So, actually, to his dying day, John Carradine said that was his favorite record album he had ever done.
Wow. Wow.
They did Music for Magicians, was
Oh
again
my
a collaboration between Vern and Milt Larsen. Was exactly that, big stage music for magicians.
Oh my God!
And the same collaboration, Milt Larsen owned a steam calliope, so Vern could play anything with keys. So he played a variety of circus songs on a calliope. So really, to this day, it's the only true calliope CD you can buy. Everything else is. What do you call it? Like electronic calliope. Not a real steam calliope.
Oh my gosh.
And he was also friends with Corla Pandit, who was...
I remember hearing about that guy. He basically had made an alter ego, didn't he?
Corla Pandit created himself. Yes, he did. And Corla Pandit...
Oh my God, this is incredible how this is all linking up together here, man.
Corla Pandit was making exotic music on television back in the 50s when guys like Martin Denny were playing at Duke Kahanamoku's in Hawaii, and Martin Denny was bringing it mainstream by having it on KTLA. So, yeah, Vern was connected with all of this stuff. And the reason we're here now is primarily because he was making those masks at Don Poe Studios, and they were being advertised in Famous Monsters of Filmland. Well, the reason they were being advertised in Famous Monsters of Filmland was that Vern had a connection through Milt Larsen with Genie magazine, which is a conjurer's magazine, a magician's craft magazine.
Incredible.
And he started advertising the masks in Genie, but he stole the typeface of monsters from Famous Monsters of Filmland.
Oh.
Unwittingly, he liked the typeface and used that in the ad for Genie, or for the Genie magazine. Well, the producer and editor, the producer of Famous Monsters of Filmland, Jim Warren, saw that magazine and said, "Hey, that's my typeface."
Oh.
So he wrote a letter to Vern and said, "Inasmuch as I have always wanted to own a mask company, we need to come to an agreement about using my company's typeface." So from that day forward, the fledgling Famous Monsters of Filmland magazine had ad space for Don Poe Studios masks in it, and the two became synonymous.
I love it.
And Vern Langdon also wrote articles and appeared at different conventions for Famous Monsters of Filmland, was friends to his dying day with Jim Warren and Forey Ackerman, So that's the Vern Langdon connection.
Oh my gosh.
And why we are all here loving monsters today.
I love it. This is so cool, man. This is very, very cool. Thank you for that. I think I'm gonna have to buy this Music for Magicians CD if you could. Or is it
pipe
digital?
Organ. It is pipe organ music. I think it was the Palace of Mystery Theater organ. So it's a full theater organ.
Cool.
So it's very stately.
Cool. This is very, very cool. I'm so glad that you're carrying on the name and all this stuff. I mean, I could totally imagine each of these guys in a movie and, just like a comedy.
Well, yeah, I mean, we'd like to develop backstory for the zombie and, all these characters.
Wow.
Because, Vern, I got to meet Vern because I wanted to resculpt. When I was a kid, I was so impacted by the face of his zombie as it appeared on the back cover of Famous Monsters.
Yeah.
And I could never own one. And I come to learn by talking to Vern that there were only 15 of them made.
Oh my gosh.
And
I
said, I said, Vern, I'd like permission to do my own sculpture and try to nail that likeness. And we can, go back and forth over the internet. And he said, sure. And this is back in 2000.
My gosh.
So he and I worked on it together over the internet.
Oh my gosh.
Pictures and so on. And I did a resculpt.
So you sculpted these?
Well, no, I did not sculpt this. Adam Doherty sculpted these originals. I did the original reissue Vern Langdon Zombie Mask in 2000.
Incredible.
Then I did around 2001. I did the original Vern Langdon Zombie mug, which looked very much like this one. But all of these, then we have hired other artists to take up the mantle and do their version. This is Jeff Wehenkel from Boutique sculpted this one. And
incredible.
Adam's sculptures became candles, and these figures, I cast and painted these figures and finished them. And Vern and I together worked on these two designs, as well as his zombie mask, which, if you can find one, good luck. And then I, independently with the family, we said, Vern and I never made this mask, but I told him how much I loved it. So I said, I think we should do this one under the same heading as the others.
Brilliant. And it's cool. That light box right there is just perfectly.
Well, yeah, I thought it had to be a glow mask because of the way that the figure. And this was painted by Ron Cobb, who, if you're familiar with the art direction in Alien and other films, Ron Cobb had done that.
Wow.
So yeah, this was way before. Well, this was, what was this, 72, 70? Okay, this was 74, but I think the actual album was 73.
Wow, these are fun, man. These are so fun.
It's a lot of neat music. I love to work to it.
Wow. So are all these pipe organ?
Most of them are. This one, the other side, is harpsichord.
Oh, cool.
So it's harpsichord and organ. This one is one particular song, Carnival of Souls, but it is 6 different versions of it.
Oh, cool. Now, are these available online for people to get too?
Yes,
that's
at
great.
vernlangdon.com.
Oh, that's great.
And also on Instagram at the World of Vern Langdon.
Oh, good. World of, how do you spell it?
World, W-O-R-L-D, of Vern Langdon, VERNELANGDON.
Okay, very good. And if you have a card, I'd love to take that with me so I could make sure I properly credit you guys. Cool. So I think I'm going to get this Music for Magicians, actually.
All right. We're going to grab you one from back there, so you don't have to get one that somebody had their mitts all right.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
This is great, man. These characters, everything about this.
Music for magicians.
Okay. Yeah, you can take out.
Oh, okay. Well,
Cool.
It's not used, but I've touched it.
Well, that's all right. No worries. That's okay. I could just totally picture a movie. I mean, look at him. He's carrying his cocktail in his hand. Maybe he surfs, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, he just seems like such a funny.
Well, no, I don't know. It would be. I don't know if he surfs because it would be dangerous for him to get wet.
Oh, that's true. Oh, gosh. That's a good point.
Yeah, that was always my fear, or my point with.
What's the zip on the card? 916.
It was always my thing about the Mummy. Why would anybody be afraid of the Mummy? I mean, just hit him with a broom and he goes into pieces.
There we go. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, sure. Sure, thank you. Text or email? You know, I don't need a receipt. That's right. What was your name?
Jason.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Pleasure to meet you. What's your name again?
Kelly.
Pleasure meeting you. Nice meeting you. If you're still hanging on, thank you for listening to this episode of Inspirado Projecto, where we visited the Son of Monsterpalooza convention. Today is the 20th, and tomorrow is the first day of the Dos Lagos Film Festival, the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd of October, 2022, in the town of Corona, at the shops. They call them the shops at Dos Lagos. And this theater is called Dos Lagos 15. It's a Starlight Theater. And so that's going to be happening 21st, 22nd, 23rd. And on each one of those days, at least one of my movies will be shown on the big screen. I've got 4 of them. I've got one called Phantom Forum, another called Unseen Community, another called Santanitas. That's a Christmas movie. And then my latest one, Today I Came Home. Those will be playing. If you want to see those are in blocks of other short films. And if you search for that, there's October 23rd at, I believe it's at 4:15 p.m. That's where 3 of my movies will be played. Phantom Forum, Santanitas, and Today I Came Home. So those 3 will be played in the same block on the 23rd. And then I think Unseen Community is being played on the 21st. So it's very exciting. It's very exciting when you decide to become the media. Create the art that you want to see in the world. Remember that. Not what other people want to see in the world. You're the one making up the formula. Remember that. You are the one making up your formula, and no one else can take that away from you. I don't care how many critics are telling you that you're doing it the wrong way. Every person has heard that at some point in their life. They don't know what your way is. They don't know what your way is. Maybe you're the kind of filmmaker who insists on shooting upside down. I cannot fault you for that. Imagine that. Imagine a director who shoots things upside down, and all of a sudden, and then they, maybe they flip it right side up for the audience. But imagine all the different kinds of perspectives you can get from something like that. Things that you wouldn't see normally, certain geometric patterns, configurations, textures that maybe you would miss if you're looking at it in the way that you're used to looking at it.
So just remember, every formula was once not a formula. Every formula grew from, they should call it a frumula instead of a formula, right? Frumula. Where did the formula come from? Well, it came from someone, in most cases, just bumbling about, not really knowing what they're doing. Just putting their intention forward, following their heart, staying true to the art form, getting out of the way of themselves, and letting it speak through them. That is what has happened. How many times do you think David Lynch has heard throughout his life? Oh, you're so weird. What are you doing? Well, guess what? For every person who's naysaying that, there's a whole bunch of others who absolutely love what he's creating simply because he's creating it his own way. People resonate with it. And what's so interesting is, like, if you look back to Twin Peaks, people were baffled when he made that. And in Twin Peaks, she said, I'll see you in 25 years. And how cool was that? He basically, it was a prophecy. I don't know if he knew it was a prophecy back then. Maybe he did. I'd not be surprised. And 25 years later, what happened? Twin Peaks Season 3 comes out. Finally, the world, a lot of it, kind of caught up with him. Because imagine, like, all the kids, all the teenagers, all the adults, everyone who had loved Twin Peaks at the age that they were when it came out. And then you grow up through the years. And as Twin Peaks got released on VHS tapes, people were then renting it at the theaters and at the video store. And then once it got released on DVD. Oops, we got cut off with a phone call. Phone call came through. Yeah, it's just very interesting that David Lynch, 25 years ago, Laura Palmer says, we'll see you in 25 years. And sure enough, they come around with Twin Peaks Season 3. And it was very, it was warmly welcomed because all those people who saw it, 25 years ago and had been watching it over and over, and then they come out with new, Blu-ray versions of this thing where they've added some scenes, like for instance for Twin Peaks Fire Walk With Me, what they did was they had something called Missing Pieces that they came out with, which is a bunch of scenes that did not make it into the movie. And I still haven't seen that, so I don't know if they actually added the scenes into the movie, like did an edit like that, or if it was something like, okay, here's the movie on the DVD or Blu-ray or what have you, and here's the bonus material. So, having said all that, make the art that you want to see in the world, and that's basically what happened with this film festival. More and more of these things as I'm, seeing what's evolving in my immediate life experience, and I look around at how these dreams that I've had are manifested. It just blows my mind. I always had those dreams of wanting to have my own radio station, production company, all this type of stuff. And I thought, well, instead of making movies and sending them off to film festivals and begging for them to accept it or to play it or to find a good time slot, what if we just make our own film festival and we could play our movies there? It's our festival. And we could choose what movies we like and put those up there. So that's what happened. And this Dos Lagos Film Fest that's happening starting tomorrow for the next 3 days, if you remember, this is the second film festival we created. The first one is called Kapow Intergalactic Film Festival. That started in 2016. And it started at the exact same theater that we are opening up our very first Dos Lagos at. So Kapow started out there, same theater. Then we moved it out to North Hollywood at the Laemmle. And so it was much less of a drive for people to get to. And it's just it's like one subway stop away from Universal Studios. It's 2 subway stops away from Hollywood and Highland, where all the stars are, and the handprints at the Chinese Theater. So, yeah, we're still going to be having Kapow. And in fact, if you search online, Inspirado Projecto Kapow, you can listen to interviews that I had with those folks long ago. And I'm going to do the same thing this time around. I'm going to be kind of like moving out and about, podcasting people. It's going to be a lot of fun. So stay tuned, because there are still so many recordings that I have saved up in my drafts folder of our Yachtly Crew East Coast tour and a bunch of other stuff. So, yes, take care. Thank you for listening to Inspirado Projecto. And if you like, tell your friends about it. It's on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breakers, Spreakers, Overcast, Podcast Republic, Radio Public, Podacy, Podchaser, Pod Addict, TuneIn, iHeart, Mixcloud, Podmust. It's all over the place. And it's thanks to you for listening. So, by the way, if you want to contribute to any future episodes, please give me a call, 561-203-9179er, 561-203-9179er. Leave a message on there, and I'll put it into an episode of Inspirado Projecto. Thank you so much for listening. Take care, and continue to look for opportunities to be inspired. Thank you to every contributor of this episode, including Rob Broski from Twin Peaks, The Return, and Mickey Dolans from The Monkees. Thank you so much for listening to Inspirado Projecto. And if you would like to be included on the next episode, please call 561-203-9179er. Leave your message, and we will include it on a future episode. Thank you so much for listening.
Hi, it's Mickey Dolans here. You're listening to Inspirado Projecto.